Okay, let's begin talking about our order of operations. There are very, very specific and definite rules for what order operations have to be done in. If you don't do them in the proper order, you will get the wrong answer. So we need to make sure we're doing this in the correct order. Now, a lot of you probably had heard this little mnemonic device that was, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And that absolutely will help you to remember what order that these things come in. The P for the please represents parentheses and grouping symbols. Now this could be absolute value, which we'll talk about at another time. Could be parentheses or brackets or braces, anything that groups items together. Okay, so now the E stands for exponents, so we do those next. And we just talked about exponents in the previous video, so if you need to go back and review that, you absolutely can. Next is the my dear, and that stands for multiplication and division. Now, if you'll remember, we talked about multiplication and division just being like forward and backward operation. We would go forward, say like 2 times 3 would give you 6, and then you go backwards, 6 divided by 3 equals 2. These are just forwards and backwards operations. Neither one of them is more important than the other one. So multiplication and division are done together, left to right. We do not go through and do all the multiplication and then go back through and do the division. It doesn't work that way. We do them as we see them, left to right. Next, the Aunt Sally represents addition and subtraction. And again, just like with multiplication and division, neither one of those are more important than the other. We just do them as we see them, left to right. Now you must follow these rules. If you follow the rules, then everything will work out. But if you try to skip some steps or do some things in your head, then you're more likely to make some mistakes. So let's try working some problems here. Here we have a problem that says 15 plus 3 times 2. So the operations that we have here are addition and multiplication. We need to think about the proper order. The proper order is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Multiplication comes before addition, so we have to do the multiplication first. And I'm going to write down everything else. So I have 15 plus this multiplication, 3 times 2 would be 6. Now I'm down to just having one operation to do. So this says 15 plus 6, which would be 21. Okay. Now this next example here, we have 42 divided by 7 minus 6. So again, we have to go by our order of operations. We have division and we have subtraction. Division happens before subtraction, so we must do this first. 42 divided by 7 would be 6, and then I'm going to just copy down everything else, or my minus 6. You don't want to do too much at once. Do one thing at a time. Now we just have the subtraction to deal with, the 6 minus 6, which would be 0.